Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division in the Coastal Classic Tournament. The video here is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. And before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you do want to get the updated text guides or personalized text guides or a training session, you sign up on patreon.com/golfclashtommy. Last but not least, visit golfclashtommy.com for more Golf Clash related content. In this playthrough, you're gonna see my shots, and I've been adding a little bit to my shots as well. Especially on hole number 4, where I do have a normal shot with lower level Apocalypse combined with playing a power hook with an extra mile. So hope you're going to enjoy this playthrough, and we're just gonna get to it. Hole number 1, 10% extra here. And here we do have a very good tailwind. So we are going to use 2.5 bar topspin. Not more, not less. 2.5 bar, and we're going to get the ball guideline to be just centered on the other fairway in terms of where it's going to bounce over. Then we're going to play it maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment and not really gonna bother anything more. If you do want to play with a Kingmaker, you do so. The only thing you're gonna do is that you're going to reduce the wind. I play with a Titan here, as I do want to spend a power 3 ball, but not necessarily want to spend a Kingmaker. We're getting it over here nicely, and now we're going to prepare for the second shot. The second shot is played 10% extra as well. And here it's all about finding a consistent spot, or like a flat spot where we do want the ball to land. And the reason I move my target up there is to take a look at where am I in terms of distance of my club. I'm going to use 2.5 bar of backspin. I can use 3 as well, but I think this spot here that we're aiming for is a very good spot. And the thing that I do here is that I'm still, even though I'm not in max distance, I played max distance with a 10% over adjustment, which is giving us in this case 11.6 rings. And that's going to be a little bit too much. So we do need to reduce that a little bit. And I would say take off 0.2, 0.3, and then you're gonna be fine. Hole number 2, 10% for the drive, and I'm going to play with a Kingmaker here, as now we do need to be accurate, we do need to get the ball to bounce at approximately the spot that we're aiming for. We don't have that much room for error, and also this is a good chance to getting something to drop, and I want to take advantage of that. Max side spin to the right and only 1 bar of topspin to be able to leave the quarterback in maxed out position. It's better that than trying to back up a little bit and trying to judge something in between. Once dropping down into the sand, you don't have to push up. That is already compensated by a higher starting position with the quarterback. We bounce on the fairway, getting it very nicely over here to the other fairway, and we're going to leave ourselves up for a very decent chance getting this ball in the hole. And now it's all about getting this second shot in, and for me here, I'm not going to use that much side spin to the right, as the wind is already angled a little bit to the right. 3 bars of backspin and 3 bars of side spin to the right, and I'm aiming at the hole. Now it's very bright on the Oasis greens, so I know it's hard to see, but the thing that I do is that I aim it directly towards the pin. Then I'm going to adjust it for maximum distance with a 10% over adjustment here as well, but you will notice that I'm going to hit this ball great to the left, not a big great, a very minor great, but it's going to tell us that if we would be hitting this ball perfect, we will not be getting it in the hole as we're doing now. So the thing that we'll have to do from that spot is to either offset our ball guideline, or we will have to add a half a ring approximately to our adjustment. Now, hole number 3 is going to be super tough in Expert. The rough bump is completely gone in my book, as the wind will otherwise get us to adjust up on the hill, and that's gonna be absolutely terrible trying to judge. So I'm playing 3.5 bar backspin, blue ring by the rough line at the +8 yard mark as a start, and that's with a sniper level 10. That's gonna be in the +10 yard mark with a sniper level 9, as it has 2 yards of difference in terms of distance. Then we're gonna play with approximately 75% of the ball outside to the left, You can push it more, but you know, be aware that the more you push, the more risk you're gonna get bouncing into the rough or into the rocks or something like that. Very happy with this type of shot, and definitely something that we can build on. And you know, taking a birdie there is gonna be fine. 50% extra is needed to be said, so 5-0. Hole number 4. Here I'm going to start by using the red ring by the rough line. Max side spin to the left, and I'm also using 6 bars of topspin, which is the maximum that I do have on the Apocalypse level 4. Max distance with a 10% over adjustment, and now the hard part is to trying to judge how much overpower do I need to get. And that's the tricky part with this shot, because it's otherwise not that hard. Max a curl to the left, and I'm trying to give this one around, you know, 50% of overpower, and you can see here that we bounce on the fairway and very close to just getting it over to the fairway again. But in this case now we're getting it over, and we're going to leave ourselves up for a wedge shot from distance. This is a tricky one, straight crosswind, and you know, I do think this one is a simple one. For me, I played the Embringer level 6 as 1-1 -1 as from this type of distance. And the reason I know that is because I've been playing this shot so many times in the regular tour play that I do remember that type of adjustment. But here it is a good chance, and this one needs to go in, guys. That's just how it is. But if you do not feel that you do want to play with an Apocalypse, or you might not even have an Apocalypse, but you do have an extra mile, I would say an extra mile level 7, 6 and 5 will still work, because that's the top spin is the valuable part there. Here I'm using 5 bars. Playing with an extra mile and lower level is gonna be 4.5 bars. And I want you to put the yellow ring just by the cutoff line, by the rocks and the sand out there to the right. Obviously make minor tweaks depending on strength in the wind. We bounce very nicely, and we get the ball to go up here, and as this one slopes down there to the left, it's going to be no problem for us getting that ball for a nice eagle. So whatever you feel comfortable with. And here, guys, now I'm going to play a conservative route as the wind is what it is. I'm going to play on the right side using max side spin, and I'm also going to use 2 bars of backspin. I would say 2 bars of backspin is going to be perfect on this one. Reason I don't go for the rough bump is that the tree is in our way there up front. And the problem is that I tried to play the rough bump on the other side, and then the tree that we have just on the left side of the tee was in play. So in the end, the wind here is kind of making us having to go on the right. But I want to warn you that if you're trying to go for the rough bump, it's going to be a hard one to get the consistency when it comes to the trees there. So I'd rather take the curl in, 10% extra for that. And sure, it might not be the best way to get an hole-in-one, but at least I'm not going to miss the birdie. So you kind of have to judge what you feel comfortable with. Hole 6. 10% extra for the drive. Max top spin, and I'm also using 2 to 3 bars of side spin to the left to just compensate for the wind. Make sure here now though that you have almost a straight tailwind. So if you are aiming with the second bounce to be very close to the rough line on the second bounce, then you're gonna get that ball to bounce in the rough directly. So the thing you want to do is to back up a little bit, so you do have room for the extended ball guideline that you're going to get in tailwind. Second shot, very tricky. I'm not expecting many of these ones to drop. And I do believe follow the ball guideline here. Let the ball guideline to go through the hole. Do not try to offset as I'm doing here. It's better to get the ball guideline to the hole, and then we are going to tweak the adjustment for, going forward. 3 bars top spin. It could sometimes be 2 bars. It could sometimes be 4 bars depending on the distance on your drive. And we're going to play it 20% extra. Very important. Hit the ball perfect, and the ball is gonna come in here to the green, but as we did offset, we basically get the ball to roll exactly where we did offset. But there you can see the trick on this one. You need to aim on the left side of the green for the ball to fall down to the right. If you aim straight to the green, to the hole, then you're gonna miss right all the time. Hole number 7, this has turned out to be a very interesting hole for me because I've been successfully making this rough bump a couple of times now, and it might look scary, but it's not that scary. You do have a lot of room here. We're going to start at the plus 8 yard mark, and we're going to use max side spin to the right and 5 bars of top spin. And if you're using a sniper that has level 9, you have less top spin, then you need to move up your target just slightly more. You do want the ball guideline to go to the hole. And in this case, we're playing it maximum distance with a 15% over adjustment. And we bounce in the rough, and you can see that this ball rolls very, very nicely, and we get this ball in the hole here. So the trick there is to get the ball guideline to the hole, max plus 15, no curl whatsoever. Power 3 ball is a must, otherwise you're gonna go in between clubs. And then that's going to be a very good shot for you, or a good opportunity for you. Hole number 8, here you're going to see 1 drive and 2 shots, like 2 second shots. We're going to adjust for max distance with a 10% over adjustment. We push up our target into max, and then we're going to try to judge the overpower that is necessary to get this ball to bounce as close to the rough line as possible without obviously bouncing into the rough or going directly into the water. Max top spin and as much side spin to the right, and here you can see that I'm doing a very good shot, but I'm getting very unlucky to get this ball to get stuck in the rough. But that's gonna happen, and therefore it's very important that you do pack the machete or the Amazon for the second shot to give yourself an opportunity even though you get into the rough. Playing with the Nirvana even though in a max level or another rough iron, you will not be having the backspin enough to get the ball to stop, especially not with this type of wind. And we get the ball to roll back here and getting it very close to get that ball in the hole. Let's say that the drive is being a little bit more lucky for you, where you roll through the rough and you get up to that fairway pad that we're aiming for. Then we're going to play with the thorn a normal max backspin shot, and then we're going to try to get that ball in the hole. Getting to this area now with the thorn is going to be a very good opportunity, which I hope you're going to take better. You know, you're gonna do better than I do in this example here. So I want to show you 2 of the approaches there because I wanted to talk about it and just state that getting to the top fairway to the right is not something that you will do all the time. So you will have to risk that and hope that you're gonna be lucky roll through the rough. Nothing extra for the elevation for the second shot. Here for hole number 9, you can play with a quarterback, but I would say the first thing you want to do is to go towards an apocalypse, even though it's in a lower level. It doesn't have to be apocalypse 5+, but if you do have an apocalypse in a lower level 4 and below, then you use that one before you go over to the quarterback. If you don't have an apocalypse, then you go to the quarterback directly, and the only difference is going to be is that you're going to have to go with some overpower playing with the quarterback. The curl is very important, max curl to the left no matter what type of club you're having, and then we're gonna go max side spin to the left with 4 bars of top spin. You can actually reduce that top spin as well if you feel that you want to do that. Go with 3.5 or even 3. Second shot. Oh, just the drive, 10% extra. Sorry, my bad, I forgot about that. So the second shot, 5% extra, and now we are in range for a long iron maximum distance, and it all depends on how far you reach with your driver. So try to get some sort of a consistency with your driver that you're going to have at least the long iron all the time, or you're gonna have a wood club all the time when approaching towards the pin. In here, the spin adjustment is going to be whatever you feel comfortable with, and the mistake I do here is that I played medium distance instead of maximum distance. That's why we miss so much to the right. So, thank you so much for watching this playthrough for experts. I hope you learned something, and I hope you're gonna be able to apply this in your game. If you do have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Also, you can find this playthrough on golfclashtommy.com. combined together with all other playthroughs there. Also, sign up on patreon.com/golfclashtommy for the updated text guides. And last but not least, hit the thumbs up if you like the video. Video is sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Good luck in the tournament.